Okay, let's dive into this. Hey team, welcome to the Sprint Kickoff. So, as your lead architect, I want to talk about a really massive shift we're making, literally starting right now. We are officially migrating our entire development workflow to the Claude 4.7 stack. This explainer is going to walk you through exactly why management approved this upgrade, how it fundamentally changes your day-to-day work, and the new standards we expect as we leverage this frontier model.
First up, let's look at the hard numbers driving this decision. When we compare the old model to 4.7 on SW Bench, we're seeing an 8 to 12% bump in raw coding accuracy. That right there? That's the primary engineering return on investment that justifies management's decision to pull the trigger on this upgrade. It is the literal difference between code that is mostly right but needs debugging and code that's actually production ready. That accuracy bump is our new baseline.
All right, so here's the agenda for our explainer today. 1. Automating our quality checks. 2. Accelerating UI and dashboards. 3. Eliminating post-processing friction. And 4. Deep audits and trade-offs. Let's start with Section 1, automating our quality checks, moving beyond manual review. Now, this is the first massive workflow shift you all need to internalize. The core mechanism enabling this shift is something called self-verification. Honestly, think of the new AI as an adorable but fiercely strict internal reviewer. Before you even see the output stream onto your screen, it drafts the code, runs an internal review pass against your constraints, and flags its own fixes. It catches the edge cases so we don't have to. It's literally arguing with itself to find the right solution before it hands it to you.
Let me give you a messy, real-world test that perfectly demonstrates this. We prompted it to write a SQL query for weekly active users, accounting for things like midweek signups and global time zones. With the old 4.6 model, it confidently spit out a query in 8 seconds that completely ignored UTC week boundaries. Our data was silently wrong by 12%. But with the new workflow, 4.7 took 22 seconds, stopped, verified its own logic, caught the time zone error itself, and delivered a perfectly accurate query. Basically, 4.6 was confident and wrong. 4.7 is slower and right.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real payoff for our day-to-day coding. 0. Yep, 0. That is the exact number of hallucinated bugs 4.7 found when we ran a massive code review test across 20 of our complex TypeScript files. The old version, it hallucinated 3 bugs out of thin air. Chasing a ghost false positive costs you at least 10 minutes of your life just tracing dependencies that don't even exist. Hitting 0 hallucinations means you actually get that time back to write real code.
Okay, let's move right along to Section 2, accelerating UI and dashboards, upgrading to Ultra HD.
This is where our cross-functional work with the design team gets a massive speed boost. Look at the difference here. The old model capped out at 1092 pixels. If you uploaded a dense wireframe or a complex architecture diagram, it just got downsampled into a blurry mess before the model even looked at it. 4.7, however, accepts 2576 pixels on the long edge. Guys, that is roughly 6 times the total pixel count. You are no longer handing the AI a blurred image. You're giving it a crystal clear, Ultra HD view of our assets.
So, the crucial point is application. What does this actually mean for us? Well, to put it into perspective, we can now take a massively dense, complex 2400 by 600 pixel screenshot, like a 9-panel Bloomberg terminal, and ask it to extract something incredibly specific, like the 30-day change for copper futures all the way in the bottom corner, and it absolutely nails it. We can now screenshot the dense dashboards our team lives in, extract structured data perfectly, and actually trust the output without downsampling ruining all the text.
Because of that, here is your brand new standard operating procedure for UI prototyping. It's crazy simple. Step 1, draw the mobile app screen on paper or a whiteboard. Step 2, take a photo and upload it. Step 3, prompt it to build the front end. That's it. It will generate a completely functional layout where the components actually make sense, complete with logical button labels derived straight from your messy handwriting, instead of that random generic placeholder text we used to get.
Let's move on to Section 3, eliminating post-processing friction, the end of cleanup scripts. I am so thrilled to announce that as of today, we are officially killing our old JSON cleanup and regex scripts. Finally! To understand why, consider the old AI's personality problem. It always wanted to be overly helpful, bloating outputs with extra paragraphs and inferred data you didn't even ask for. If you ran a test asking for a 150-word product description for a coffee grinder using exactly 5 facts and absolutely 0 adjectives, it would fail by sneaking in extra fluffy features. 4.7, on the other hand, gives you exactly what is requested. a flatter, technical, and highly literal execution of your prompt. It respects our strict schemas to the letter.
Management actually ran the numbers on this specific capability. By completely eliminating the need for those post-processing steps, where we had to strip out the AI's polite conversational fluff just to get a valid JSON file, we are saving 40 minutes a week per developer across our workflows. The AI now perfectly matches our requested schemas. Look, it's not a glamorous feature, but it removes a massive source of daily friction.
And finally, Section 4, Deep Audits and Trade-offs, the harsh truth about tokens. Put your manager hats on for a second, team, because we really need to talk about when to use the heavy artillery. Let's see how this builds when we run a test on our mid-sized fintech architecture. Standard mode found 6 surface-level vulnerabilities. High mode found 9, but X-High mode, it found 14. What's incredible here is that X-High uncovered a complex 3-component trust boundary violation. That is the kind of deep, chained exploit that would literally take one of our human security experts an hour of intense reading to track down, and it found it in 90 seconds. Because of that incredible power, here are your explicit, authorized criteria for using the X-High tier. Expert legal analysis, deep security reviews, complex financial modeling, and extensive code audits. Only use it for tasks where you would normally pay an expert an hourly rate. Be warned, though, X-High burns up to 30,000 thinking tokens per prompt and takes about 90 seconds to respond. It is a massive computational drain.
Which brings me to this absolutely crucial warning. X-High is powerful and expensive in tokens. Use it surgically. 4.7 naturally uses more tokens than the old model, and it is slower per response. If you waste this X-High tier on casual 5-minute tasks like writing an email or a simple regex, you will hit our pro rate limits incredibly fast, and you will bottleneck the whole team. We're treating this tier like a highly paid consultant, folks. Use it wisely.
All right, team, that wraps our explainer on mastering the new stack. I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we head into the sprint. Which manual, recurring failure are you going to automate first? We now have a tool that actually checks its own work and sees what we see. Find that one annoying bottleneck in your day, that thing you just gave up on and started doing manually, and let's eliminate it today. Go build something great.